We begin our Sunrise Smart Start with breaking updates overnight. A man remains hospitalized with life-threatening injuries this morning following a shooting last night in Irondequoit. Officers were first called to St. Paul Boulevard and 2nd Street around 8:45 last night for reports of a large fight involving about a dozen people. While police were on the way, they received additional calls for a 50-year-old man shot, but when officers arrived, everyone had already fled the scene with no one, including the gunshot victim, to be found. A short time later, an officer was flagged down near the Seneca Park Zoo, where they found the man shot once in the upper arm. Officers applied a tourniquet until ambulances arrived, and he was rushed right into surgery. Police have since secured a home on St. Paul Boulevard as part of the investigation and are interviewing several people. No suspects have been identified at this time. As we learn more, we will of course bring you those updates on air and on our website, rochesterfirst.com. Felony and misdemeanor complaints are shedding new light on what police say a couple from Clyde did to their twin baby boys last month. Those infants born in January remain in the hospital. The father, 32-year-old Cameron Douglas, is being held in jail, charged with felony assault. The mother, 34-year-old Brittany Spicer, is charged with misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child. According to court documents, investigators say the father caused non-accidental trauma to both babies, resulting in brain injuries and broken bones. Prosecutors say the mother was aware of possible medical issues but failed to seek immediate care. The Wayne County District Attorney says the details of this case are deeply disturbing, and her team is working to set aside emotion to focus on pursuing justice.
It's heartbreaking. The community is really having a strong reaction to it, and that is to be expected with victims that are so young and the allegations of such severe trauma.
She confirms the parents started a GoFundMe page asking for money to care for the baby. Israel makes a diplomatic play, potentially boosting the fragile ceasefire in the war with Iran. A day after deadly Israeli airstrikes against Hezbollah in Beirut, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced he authorized direct negotiations with Lebanon. Meanwhile, President Trump, in a social media post Thursday, warned that all U.S. military assets in the region will remain in place in and around Iran until the Strait of Hormuz is opened and a real agreement is reached.
U.S. forces have paused offensive operations in accordance with the ongoing ceasefire. However, we remain present. We remain vigilant, and we remain ready if called.
The U.S. is prepared to host talks between Israel and Lebanon in Washington next week. Senate Democrats have also vowed to force another vote to rein in President Trump's war powers after it was blocked by Republicans in the chamber. Let's get to our sunrise traffic report here at 6:52. That view from our Greater Rock Sky Eye Cam right over the ballpark, showing things moving at speed even though the volume has increased. Our map is showing up green, which means average drive times, no accidents of note at this time. The countdown is on to the final moments of the historic Artemis moon mission. The crew set to splash down tonight off the coast of San Diego. Still ahead, though, Earth and the risks of re-entry. In just hours, the capsule will hit our upper atmosphere, barreling 24,000 miles per hour. Temperatures will reach 5,000 degrees, and a protective heat shield under the capsule, more than 16 feet in diameter, has to keep the crew alive. During Artemis 1's unpiloted mission in 2022, blistering re-entry video showed pieces of the heat shield flying off. Engineers later found holes and cracks poking the shield's outer char layer. A crew would have survived, but it was worrisome. NASA decided to keep the same heat shield but modify the trajectory of the capsule's return.
We've done our homework and we've really done the testing.
Do you feel good about it?
I do feel good about it, yes.
When asked about the heat shield, the crew says they were all confident that NASA had made the right fix. They're set to splash down around 8 p.m. We'll have live coverage starting tonight at 7 right here on Channel 8 and on the Rochester First streaming app. Tonight, Bruno Mars kicks off his tour in Vegas. Alongside him, a Rochester musician who's been part of his sound for more than a decade. John Fawcett, a keyboardist and musical director, has performed around the world with Mars. He's played the Super Bowl and contributed instrumentals to Mars' latest #1 album. Fawcett was back home recently and spoke with Gio Battaglia about the journey and this latest era.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't
none of this would have happened without Rochester. You know, I mean, just coming up as a young kid, hearing a lot of the phenomenal musicians, definitely have those surreal moments. I think one of those real surreal moments was the first Super Bowl that we did in 2014. And it was so wild because, you know, we do so many rehearsals for those things and leading up to it. And the day of when it's happening, you know, I really had to catch myself. I had to kind of really come to like, oh no, this isn't rehearsals.
Fawcett says no matter how big the moment, the focus stays the same, delivering a show fans won't forget. Gio's full interview airs tonight on the Rochester First streaming app following the conclusion of our live Artemis II coverage. We're less than a month away from the start of the 128th Lilac Festival, and workers are keeping a close eye at Highland Park. Workers at Monroe County Parks are preparing the Queen of Shrubs. We'll see in May. They put new mulch down, cut the dead branches off, and prune the collection. But the big question we all have, will they be ready for the festival after the weather we've had?
So right now we are actually in a perfect spot right now. The bulk of the collection is Syringa vulgaris, and those are about 7 to 10 days behind the Hyacinthiflora. Looking ahead the next 29 days at the weather, which is very hard to predict, it looks like a lot of 50s and 60s, which is great, and that'll keep these right on track to have a great bloom that'll coincide with the Lilac Festival.
And if you want some lilacs of your own, they say spring is the perfect time to plant them. Though, James, you were saying because of the weather, you're thinking they're going to bloom early.
Maybe a little bit early, yeah. So we're going to hit 70s for a long stretch next week. That's going to turn everything alive. We'll see so much green out there, which I think a lot of people are looking forward to. Overnight lows well into the 50s there as well. So one more cold day. That's really tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s and low 30s before we crank up that temperature. A couple of rain showers by Sunday.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.